And what do you see as the biggest problem with the Jewish society at the moment?
I think the problem is that there's so many Jewish people there who aren't involved, and I think whoever's involved in Jsoc at the moment, there's a lot there, people are involved, they're enjoying it. The key problem is that not everyone is involved who could be, and that's what needs to be tackled.
Okay, and in terms of tackling that, how would you do it?
I want to put on more events, because as you've seen from Booze for Jews, it gets so many people involved, people come for the free drink. So I want to work very closely with Treasurer and Fundraiser. I want to encourage more events for people to come and join, and I also want to bring in more diverse range of speakers. So people who don't usually come to hear the current speakers will come along and hear those new speakers.
I think that to begin with, when you're a fresher, it can be very intimidating. You get forms thrown at you, you get this thrown at you. The current place where Jsoc is based is Hillel House, which next year is going to go through a big change, and is also going to go through a new revamp with UJS Hillel working with us on that. I think initially it's a big scare, but going forward on that, you have to look at how the committees run, and you have to look at it simply 11 people looking out to 900, 1,000, 1,100 Jews on campus. I want to really try and create a sense of ownership, and I really want to try and move forward and gain more people involved. And as more people become involved, they'll talk to friends. And the way Jews work is word of mouth. The minute one person becomes involved, they tell 5 friends. One more of those friends become involved, that's another 5 friends told. And just Jews slowly but surely outreach further and further and really begin to feel that like the society belongs to them.
This is no offence to the Jewish community, but I think it's ignorance in the fact that a lot of us had come from sheltered homes and don't really understand a lot about what's going out there, and that's why I want to bring forward a lot of campaigns and work with the campaigns officer on Jsoc to put forward stuff. Like everyone always says, never again, everything like that, but I really want to plug this Darfur. I did a lot on year course about it and a lot at my old school as well. I want to plug forward the whole Darfur and many other issues that are going on in the world today and try and bring them forward so people can see that the Jewish community don't just talk about it, we also act on it. On top of that, I also, again, within the society today, everyone thinks that, ISOC and Jsoc are always going to be against each other, but when I've been speaking to Abdul, there's a lot of stuff there's some stuff that we're never going to agree on, but there's a lot of stuff that we can find common ground on, and I think we can definitely work towards that so that people can start to see that there is a common ground and that people are working together, especially in this day and age with all the anti-Semitism that's going on at the moment and anti-Zionism.
So what would you do to rectify that ignorance? How would you educate about it?
Firstly, I've got presentations and everything on the Darfur situation. I'd work with the campaigns. I'd get people from UJS and other speakers in, which again I'd work with the education officer to bring people in to educate people on the situation. And then once they've done that, hopefully they will feel touched by it and they'll want to do something, that they will start on the campaign and start to build up a campaign. And again, they'll have my backing and the campaign's office backing to try and rectify the problem and try and put their names out there as well as Jsoc names out there.
You're listening to the University Show on Leeds Radio JCOM.
How do you see Jsoc working with or not working with the local community?
Yeah, I think maybe it should work with the community. From back in Liverpool, the Jsoc is very small, and as is the Jewish community. But as far as I've known it, the students have actually been involved with the community. We're going to the same synagogues and things. And coming from what I've seen from that, it's very enjoyable, for not just for the university students, but the actual community as well, because they see youth, and seeing youth is something very good for an older community, because they know that there's still something there within the religion. So I think that this should be working with the community as well as the Jsoc. That should be encouraged.
We recently had Mitzvah Day in Leeds, Social Action Sunday, and I was lucky enough to attend not only the Sainsbury's Pack organised by our fundraising and social action team on the committee, but some of the events at the Margarine Arnold Ziff Centre. I saw many amazing activities going on. I actually partook in house painting and went to the talent show, the J Factor, which was a really cute event where you see people of all different ages partaking. I'd really like to see more done with the local community, whether it's one way or the other way, but I'd like to see them work together. I'd like to see more people from the local Jewish community come to our events, and also Jsoc at the university be more open and engaging to other people outside our walls.
As it happens, my dad's from Leeds, my grandparents are from Leeds, and I have a lot of cousins here who belong to a variety of the shuls in Leeds. So I've already spoken to a few of the machas, if you call it, within the community, and they are very willing to get us to come and help at cheders and everything like that. But on top of that, just to go and help out with all the different communities around Leeds, bring some of the rabbis to Leeds Jsoc to speak, some of the community rabbis, and on top of that, us to go back and help as well. I definitely think it could work.
You're listening to the University Show on Leeds Radio JCOM.
And finally, if you were elected, how would you envisage Jsoc being in a stronger position a year from now?
Hopefully, like, the key problem, I think, is just to make Jsoc bigger, get more people involved, make it more fun, put on more events, and just literally be there for whatever the Jewish people want it to be there for.
So hopefully, if I get elected as president, I'd work very close with my committee. I'd run events to gain more members. I'd run social action events, so our presence on campus would be seen as a more positive aspect and we'd be seen in a more positive light. But I really want Jews to feel at home. I really want our Jsoc to be able to thrive. By the end of my year, I want other Jsocs around the country to look to us for creativity, to look to us for ideas. Many of the flagship events which every Jsoc run originated in Leeds, and I can't promise more events, but I'm going to promise the same kind of dynamism, determination and drive to push forward with those kinds of ideas.
Again, I'm going to keep saying it because it's my one main vision is the community. I envisage this community being this strong, identifiable, solid community together that everyone can work on and feel a part of. I feel especially coming out of your comfort zones from home and everything like that, even though some people have taken a gap year and can't wait to get away from home, they miss the home comforts and they miss the community. And I'm hoping that from a year from now, how the community at the moment, don't get me wrong, is amazing. I'm just hoping that we can build on that community and everyone can feel part of that community.
Okay, Sabrina, Dan, Esther, thank you very much for your time, and I wish all of you the best of luck.
You're listening to the University Show on Leeds Radio Jsoc. Thanks very much to R.A. Miller for posing the questions, and thanks too to the three presidential candidates for taking the time out to answer our questions here on the University Show for Leeds Radio Jsoc. Monday night also saw a first for Leeds Jsoc when they held a hustings event, allowing Jsoc members to come along and pose their questions to the three prospective candidates. Michael Kay was one of those to do so, and here he is posing the first question of the evening.
One specific practical scheme to expand membership?
One of the ideas I have is working closely with second years and third years and making a Jewish space available. Perhaps once a month we have a night at second and third year's house. There's no programme, there's no specific activity, but there's Nagila, there's drinks, there's just a nice sense of community. I just want to bring people in and just have a nice experience under a Jewish environment without anything going on. I hope they feel welcome and will come to further events.
Thank you, Esther. Like I mentioned in my speech, the Friday night, I really feel that Friday night is a way that you can get to loads of Jews, whether it be first year, whether it going into their residencies and bringing them all together, or second and third years going to their houses and really bringing them in, because it means that every single sect can be catered to. So you can go in and then there could be Friday nights and then people can come to Suda after, or then people can go out after as well. So it's up to them. But I think if we go into different houses, and even if we go into one house and they bring other people as well, it brings the membership, and together, again, it will build on that community.
I touched upon the idea of having something for everybody in Jsoc, and I'm going to target that through the idea of bringing speakers which everybody can listen to, something for everybody. And to bring in those speakers, we need money, and I'm going to work very closely with both the fundraiser and the treasurer to ensure that I can bring different speakers in, so there is something for everybody in Jsoc.
What traits do you think you have that make you the right person to be president as opposed to chair or secretary or any of those?
First me? Yeah. Okay. Going on past experience, when I was 17 I was elected to be National Vice President of BBYO, which is a peer-led movement, which meant that I overran and oversaw basically the entire movement of what was going on, whether it down to budgeting, education, but then was also the face with the co-president. So I feel like I've kind of been there before. I understand that Jsoc is much bigger, but you know, we're moving on in our lives and understand that this is more responsibility to take on. I also feel that with those qualities that I've got, the Jsoc president needs to be the face. And I understand that, but I also feel that when need be, I can stand up in front of people, I can speak, but at the same time, when need be, I can also step back. And any of the menial jobs that have to be done that don't get done, I can also go into those and pick everything.